Good morning, N54 fanatics. I'm back over here on this. Yesterday I had to do a couple other things, straighten out the whole area where I'm working on the motor and put away a bunch of tools that I've been leaving out. As you can see, I've already removed the upper cowl with the filters, the covers for the DME and the brake booster. Got some wires unhooked here. I'm gonna start, like I said, where I left off, getting this tranny out. So next thing I'm gonna pull is gonna be the intake manifold, so that way I could get working on the starter bolts, and then hopefully then we'll be able to do that. You just got the 10 millimeters along the whole side. Now I have the BMP port injection plate underneath it. Let's see if we can see it. Yeah, you see it under there. So that's where my secondary auxiliary injectors are. With that being said, I'm going to start disconnecting some wires. You know, coolant temp sensors and Vano solenoids and stuff, so that way I could wrap the harness around the back, get the intake off. Gonna pull off my catch can tubes and stuff, and keep pushing forward. So after I unbolt the intake manifold, I'll get back with you. Thank you. Alright guys, just a quick update. As you can see, as I'm undoing plugs, I'm labeling them. Intake cam sensor, coolant temp sensors. We've got the upper vinyls plug, exhaust cam sensor, and then we also got the intake cam sensor. And what else did I do here? We got upper and lower vinyl solenoids. I also labeled the AC plug, and I'm just doing it that way. So when it goes back, no questions asked. Gonna start working over here. You know, this is obviously throttle body. I'm gonna label that guy. We also got I also removed my catch can. So the catch can heater circuit wire I'm gonna label. You know, the map sensor for the manifold absolute pressure, not the T-map, this is the other one, but I'm also going to label my T-map sensor. You know, high pressure fuel pump, low pressure fuel pump sensors, the whole nine. Vincent, why you throwing my tools on the floor? No, yes. Yeah, he makes my job a little bit harder. Say hi.
Hi.
We building engines?
Every item.
Yeah, building engines. All right, let Daddy get to... Let's get to work.
Hey.
Okay. Bye-bye. All right, guys. Well, as you can see, I got my... intake off. I got my port injection off. Metal actually even fell out of my intake manifold. Go figure. I don't know where the fuck that came from. Probably through one of the valves. As you can see, I windowed the block there. Still got all my things labeled up. As you can see, all my plugs and connectors are labeled. Starters out. So next thing I'm going to try to do is get that trans bolt up there out, because looks like it'll be easier than having to deal with it from the bottom. Every single one of my ports are full of oil. I don't know where the hell it came from, whether it's blew right through the PCV system and right into the head, but everything was full to the top. Oil's pouring out of the intake. I mean, it was everywhere. This is complete carnage. The bed plate is cracked. The block is cracked. Everything is destroyed, and I don't even know how a rod comes completely off of the crank itself. Still gonna start working on this, but my goal right now is to get most of this wiring over to one side of the motor, so that way I have a clear shot to yank it all. Not to mention radiator and stuff still got to move out of the way, which fairly simple job. Disconnect my oil cooler lines and a couple other little clips and connectors, and we should be on our way. Just figured I'd give you a quick little update. HC compressors, alternator wires, you know, all the regular stuff, knock sensors. I got, yeah, just about everything is done. The power cable from alternator to starter. I'm going to figure out if I'm going to take this one wire out of the harness disconnected from the DME, because that goes down to the trans, and swing it over to that side, and then the rest of the wires will go over to that side. So that way, nice clear shot, everything come out in 1 second. Oh, fucking tired. Alrighty. I also got the fuel flapper vent out, and I also removed the brake boost vacuum line. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the time being. Gonna keep pushing on. It's just taking me a little bit because, you know, I had to fight the port injection split for the fuel line because it was in there pretty tight. But other than that, you know, just trying to take my time, do it right. Alright guys, I'll be back with you in a few. Alright guys, quick little update. I pulled off the rest of the front end, holding the radiator. I did it all in one shot. Basically just disconnected the coolant lines, upper and lower hoses. The transmission lines I disconnected. And since my car is so highly modified, it was fairly simple because I don't have that stupid plate across the middle, the plastic pipe. I don't have the trans cooler. As you can see, I have my own with an inline thermostat. AC lines are done. So other than that, kind of just popped up and came out. So that went very smoothly, actually. Other than getting blasted in the face with a bunch of Freon because I didn't evacuate it properly, it's okay. It's okay. Everything else seems to be working out well. Gonna still, you know, attack the whole wiring system, because once the wiring system is out and I clear out some of this stuff here, I'm gonna try to yank the motor in one piece once the trans is out. I know I keep saying I'm gonna get the trans out, but I keep starting to do other little things, and unfortunately I even am sleeping on my Regal heads. I got to get those completed as well. I'm hoping I could rotate the motor because it's locked up as far as I know. I tried to hit the button before I did all this, and all it did was click. So I'm hoping that I could rotate it enough to get the torque converter bolts out. Otherwise, that's going to be a whole nother issue, unless I just say fuck it and yank it in one piece, because at this point that might be easier since I'm not reusing the tranny anyway, and then I could break it off after the fact. So but I wanted to do it little by little, you know. Alrighty, well, that's where I stand, and I'm gonna gonna keep going. Yeah, like I said, I pulled the whole thing off as a whole unit. So radiator, condenser, and thing pops right off. Left half the hoses on it. Only what had to come off came off. Gotta take off my oil cooler lines, get those out of the way. I'm wondering what else needs to come off. Definitely AC lines from the compressor. Wondering if there's anything I could leave in the car and not have to disconnect. Because if I don't have to disconnect, say, the power steering, unbolt it, hang it to the side, I'll do that. You know what I mean? Just that way I don't have more fluids to fill. I don't have to worry about that when the new engine goes in. But I might have to be fighting around it, so it is what it is. This oil filter housing has to go on the new motor. So what I might actually decide to do is actually just unbolt the whole oil filter housing instead of disconnecting the lines, and swing that out to the side too. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Alright guys, keep you posted. Alright fellas, as you can see, I got a gap between the engine and transmission. Problem is, engine doesn't rotate, so now I'm under the car trying to get the tranny back far enough to trying to get the tranny back far enough to slide completely off the torque converter. You can see the gap on the bottom is a little bit smaller, so it's going to take a little bit of muscle. I'm also fighting the drive shaft, so but we're getting there. Just got to figure out the cleanest way to get it done without, you know, damaging it. It's a good transmission, so I don't want to damage that or the drive shaft. Alright. Be back. Alright, boys and girls. N54 fanatics. Tranny is now lowered down and out with the torque converter still in. It was a pain in the ass. Drive shaft fought me as I slid back. It kept pinching shit, but now I can raise up the car and slide this bitch out. She's still a good 6 HP 28 if anybody's looking for one. Stage 3 transmission tune, ATF race fluid, SS adrenaline, fully rebuilt valve body and solenoids. Less than 5,000 miles on the transmission pan and fluid, so she's good to go. 6 HP 21. So as you can see right there, 6 HP 21. So if anybody needs a good transmission, got one for sale. There she is, guys. There she is. Transmission held up great. Oh, changed every seal, brand new mechatronic seal in it as well. I mean, I went over this whole transmission, and it's got 2 flushes and 2 filters that I did with the ATF adrenaline fluid. It's bulletproof. So if anybody needs one, message me, let me know. You can find me on Instagram at dr1ftss. Again, that's dr1ftss. I actually got it on the back of the car, so that way you guys could see what we're working with here. And yeah, that's a big step in the right direction. A couple more things, get some wires out of the way. I'm supposed to be going to work tomorrow, so it's probably gonna be a couple days before I get back to anything else after today. But with that being said, we're on our way, gentlemen. We're on our way. All right, quick update before I wrap up for the day. Trans out. All electrical connections, fuel lines, everything's done. I have all the wiring and everything over here on this side of the motor. Minus this one, which I'm just gonna push back. And I'll have more than enough room to clear everything else. I got everything labeled. I've got everything tagged. The only thing I'm leaving as much on as possible. Still haven't decided what I'm going to do with the power steering pump. Whether I'll just break the banjo bolts there and leave it on the motor and yank it like that. Whatever. Anyway, right now I'm just disconnecting my oil cooler lines. I wanted to just take a quick video. The one that goes to the right side of the housing runs down, around, and to the far side of the cooler. The left fitting runs here, loops, and goes down to the right side of the cooler. Other than that, everything else is fine. The transmission cooler is staying in place as it's unbolted from the oil pan, so that shouldn't be in the way. Once it comes up and out, finito. One thing I did, nope, that's fine. Fuel line is unclipped. I'm just hanging out there. As is the fuel vent valve, which I removed as well, just to give myself as much room as possible. Again, you could see some of the carnage. That's just, I don't even know what the hell it is, but it don't move. Engine doesn't spin. I mean, yeah, I blew it up good. That's where we're stopping for today, boys. And then I got work tomorrow. But we'll get back to it. And then once this bad boy's out, I'll take a quick video of pulling the crank out of it, because I'm pretty sure that's all that's salvageable, since I had metal in my intake manifold. So for metal to come through the valves and into the intake manifold, I'm pretty sure valves are bent. I'm pretty sure, you know what I mean? It's gotta go. It's a good thing I got heads. The cam trays may still be good. Cams may still be good. I'm going to take a look at it all. That's a brand new valve cover. I also have another brand new valve cover. If anybody needs a OEM BMW valve cover, I have that. Transmission is up for sale as well, since the 6 HP 28's going in it. Guys, need anything, give me a shout. The AIC port controller is going to. Nothing's cut. Everything's practically brand spanking new. But I'm going with a reflex, so that's up for sale as well. And yeah, with that being said, have a good night and stay tuned for the next part, guys. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks. Subscribe.